Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe my channel. The gilded hall was stifling. Not from heat, but from 400 collective breaths held captive by expectation. The air itself felt thick with anticipatory velvet, heavy drapes absorbing every cough, every rustle of silk. This was the night of the unveiling of the grand annual spectacle. This year, the much-vaunted Zenith Clockwork Oracle. For 3 weeks, the city of Ethel had been plastered with cryptic banners promising a revelation of unprecedented mechanical artistry and emotional depth. The creator, Master Alastair Finch, a man who believed complexity was next to godliness, had mortgaged his legacy, and possibly his soul, for this moment. The Oracle was his magnum opus, designed not just to move, but to weep brass tears and whisper silver pronouncements. A low, resonant gong sounded, plunging the hall into a brief, blinding darkness. When the lights returned, they were focused on the stage. There, bathed in a celestial, rotating blue light, stood the Oracle. It was monstrously beautiful. 12 feet tall, a pyramid of gleaming, intricately engraved bronze gears, ruby-studded pinions, and coiled serpentine springs. It began its ritual movement. Cogs the size of dinner plates rotated with the slow, agonizing precision of celestial bodies. Flutes embedded in its structure emitted a mournful, synthesized overture. A small, articulated puppet hand rose slowly, dramatically, and deposited a tiny rolled scroll into a miniature velvet box. It took a full 7 minutes of dramatic creaking, shimmering, and soaring crescendos for the simple act to conclude. The final, triumphant chord echoed, then died, leaving a chasm of silence. The 400 attendees were poised to applaud, ready to roar their approval and confirm the spectacle's place in history. But their eyes first turned to the front row, to the single worn leather armchair reserved for Alara Vane. Alara Vane was not a critic of mechanical art. She was a critic of intention. Her reputation was built on her surgical ability to slice through pretentious effort and lay bare a core, simple truth. She was ancient, cloaked in charcoal wool, and she had not moved a millimeter during the entire performance. Master Finch, sweating profusely under the blue spotlight, offered a nervous, expectant bow towards her. The silence grew heavy, almost painful. It felt like the entire weight of Ethel's artistic integrity rested on the next words spoken. The scroll sat locked in the Oracle's miniature box, waiting for its poem to be read, but everyone knew the actual verdict came from Alara. She finally shifted, drawing a thin silver monocle from her pocket, though she didn't raise it. She glanced at the Oracle, so shiny, so loud, so needlessly vast, and then at the trembling artist. Alara Vane lifted one hand, her voice a dry, rasping whisper that somehow carried to the furthest corner of the cavernous room. Too much effort. Too little soul. 5 words. The applause that followed was hesitant, then scattered, then died completely. Finch's face crumpled, the truth delivered with the cold, undeniable force of a simple arithmetic problem. Alara hadn't attacked his craft, she had diagnosed his motive. The Oracle was impressive, dazzling, and utterly empty. The 5-word verdict instantly stripped away the hype, leaving only the complex, pointless machine on the stage. That night, the collective consciousness of Ethel was reset. They realized that sometimes the most sophisticated creation is undone by the most basic statement of honesty. Alara Vane rose, adjusted her collar, and slipped out the side door, leaving behind a hall full of people who finally understood the difference between a spectacle and a story. The oracle would be remembered, not for its brass and rubies, but for the devastating, concise judgment it provoked.